Hi there, welcome to a new episode of An Ordinary Review with PJ. In today's episode, I am reviewing Sardar Udham, which is available on Amazon Prime. Sardar Udham stars Vicky Kaushal and is directed by Shujit Sircar. The movie is on the life of Sardar Udham Singh, who is perhaps a lesser known freedom fighter and revolutionary of the times of Bhagat Singh. Sardar Udham Singh is famous in history for having assassinated Sir Michael O'Dwyer in 1940. Sir Michael O'Dwyer was the Lieutenant Governor of Punjab in 1919 when the Jallianwala Bagh massacre had happened in Amritsar. In fact, it was Governor Dwyer's instructions that General Dyer was following when he was asked to go and shoot at unarmed civilian gathering in Jallianwala Bagh, which led to hundreds of people dying and many scores getting fatally injured. The movie takes you through the life of Sardar Udham Singh after his release from jail. He was arrested because he was part of Bhagat Singh's party. So after Bhagat Singh was arrested, he was also arrested, and when he gets released, he smuggles himself out of the country through USSR and enters UK. And the movie traces back his life in UK, how he tries to do odd jobs to survive, and most importantly, to get close to Sir Michael O'Dwyer because he wants to assassinate him. So the movie starts with his assassination, and thereafter in a series of flashbacks takes you back in time on the life of Udham Singh. And eventually it takes you back to 1919 when the massacre happened and how that massacre had a profound impact on Udham Singh, who was a teenager at that time. The massacre and the scenes and the sequence of events that happened after the massacre form the long climax in this movie. The massacre is shot beautifully, but it will shock you. It will make you squirm in your seat as you see the bullets being fired at the unarmed civilians. And as the bullets hit the men, women and children, you are really flinching as you watch it. Very, very well shot, but very, very difficult to see. I think it is brought out very realistically, and you literally go back in time to experience what would have happened to all those people who were being shot at that point in time. Even more terrifying is a sequence of events that happen after that. So Udham Singh, who was a teenager at that time, is lucky that he did not participate in the congregation. But when he comes to know about it, and later in night when he goes and enters the Bagh, and when he sees all this sea of dead bodies, he is absolutely shocked and petrified. And then he tries to save as many as he can. He rummages through the bodies, he tries to find if anybody is alive, he takes the injured men, women and children on the pushcart again and again to the hospital to see if they can be saved. And that entire sequence of events is very long. It's very exhausting to see. It'll not only shock you and numb you, but it'll also exhaust you as you see these scenes repeating again and again. Very well done, but very, very exhausting and very, very difficult to see. In terms of performance, Vicky Kaushal has taken his performance several notches above in this movie. We all loved him in Uri, but in this movie, he's even better. In fact, in most of the movie, he doesn't have too many dialogues. He speaks, he acts in silence. And that silence, in my mind, speaks louder than words. His suffering, both external and internal, is very well captured and very well enacted by Vicky Kaushal. I think something for you to enjoy in his performance is his silence. And his transformation, particularly when he's shown as a teenage boy in 1919 when the massacre happened, his body language, as a young Sardar, and as he runs through the alleys trying to save them, gives you a feel of a typical young Sardar boy, and beautifully done by Vicky Kaushal. In fact, he looks quite as a teenage boy. So, his mannerisms and his looks are very well captured in this movie. The rest of the cast is also very well casted. I think this is one of the best cast I have seen in a movie. All the British actors and the other Indian actors have been beautifully casted, and they play their parts very well. In terms of the only drawback I saw in this movie was the dialogue, particularly when Bhagat Singh is shown, and his dialogues are a mix of Hindi and English, which to my mind is more contemporary and possibly was not the lingo during those days. But that's only the drawback I could find in this movie. Otherwise, it's very well shot, very well art directed. The entire setup of 1919, 1930, 1940 UK is very well captured. Overall, a very strong and compelling movie. If you want to know more about the massacre and what happened thereafter, if the massacre holds a special place in Indian history, why does it hold a special place in Indian history? Not for the right reasons though. I think something for you to really experience. It takes you back in time and makes you understand and feel what would have happened during that massacre and thereafter. Strong recommendation. Do go check it out. Sardar Udham on Amazon Prime. Thank you for watching my reviews. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I look forward to more interesting reviews for you. Till next time. Bye bye.